Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Weaver with Yielding Generation. Really known for growing high-yielding soybeans, but Rodney Finke, my partner from Columbus, Indiana, we're going to sit back and we're going to really nosedive into farming and what farming's all about here in the next couple YouTube videos. You know, Rodney and I, when we started sitting down and we started thinking about this, we wanted to talk to you about yielding generation. It's not just going to be me and Rodney. It's going to be multiple generations. My dad, my kids, Rodney and his dad and his kids. I'm a 6th generation farmer, so, you know, there's a lot of pressure on us, and we're going to get into that as we do these YouTube videos and all the pressure that we're faced with. How are we going to be profitable after 6 generations? Are we going to be able to carry on the farm? You know, a lot of different things. Rodney's going to talk about irrigation. We're going to talk about principles of not just ROI, but have been working over years and years and years. So as I speak throughout the country, a lot of people ask me, they said, where does it all begin? You hear some guys say it begins at the planter, begins at the combine, begins at picking the right hybrid of seed. Guys, in this first video, I'm going to tell you where it all begins. It begins with relationships. I've got over 20 years of relationships, and I want to take a minute, and I want you to think about that as we kind of go through these videos, and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about our farming practices, and we're having fun with our family. You know, it's harvest, but it took a while to get here. You know, as we look at our relationships throughout the years, I want to start with our seed side. Yes, we are primarily golden harvest seed, about 98%, so that's pretty well 100% in my world. Gabe Menninger, Nick Brackman, Curtis Bowling. These are guys I've known over 20 years. I followed Gabe throughout his career and Nick, you know, and along the way I got to meet some really great guys from Golden Harvest. You know, you add in Andy Lee. I followed Andy Montgomery. I followed Craig Carter. You know, these are 20-year relationships I've built on the seed side. I don't know, can I say Golden Harvest seed is far superior than anything else? It's the relationship that I have. As you hear through when we talk about seed selection, I trust that relationship that we're going to pick the best bean for the acre. Not for the whole entire farm, for that acre. We're going to get down to how to micromanage our seed to increase seed yield. And that's those relationships that are going to be really important to me from the Golden Harvest seed side. That's having Gabe, Wade Looker, Curtis Bowling, Nick Brackman. These guys I've known forever. You know, yeah, I get to talk to Andy Montgomery and Craig Carter. Woo, that's great. But those 3 guys are the ones who I really want to focus in on to help me get ahead. Then we start talking about fertility. Fertility, guys, I am a big concept ag user. Okay, Kyle Shepard's been here for years and years. I followed Craig Baraball and all these guys throughout their careers. Why? Because I trust them. These guys have helped me to get ahead. All right? We switched humic companies about 5 years ago because that company lied to me. They weren't producing the humic that they said they were, so I needed to look for something better. That's why we went to Carbon RX, Sweet Success. You hear me talk about Purple Passion. Guys, those 3 things are in every tank load when I go out here and hit the field. Here in Maryland this year, we've been in a drought. 100-plus degree days for over 9 weeks. No rain for 9 weeks. Look, we're going to have a soybean crop. Is this 200 bushel beans? Heavens, no. This year, I'm going to be happy if we can hit 80 bushel beans. It's a little stressful this year. It's a little different. It's the first time in my career since I took over, I watched the commodity price be really high and drop really low. As a 6th generation farmer, that scares me. But I go back to my relationships with my fertility guys. Concept Ag is not just there for me, they're there for all their customers. That's what means a lot to me. You know, I talked to Craig Baraball, I talked to Daniel Hensley, Trey Curtis, the owner of the company. And when I talk to these guys, I explain to them what I'm facing, what I'm going through. And it's not like I'm just talking to that company, I'm talking to the individual that actually cares about it. This is why I say it all begins with relationships. You know, we talk biology. There's 2 guys that come to mind when I first think about it, and they're with 2 different companies. So, we use Locust Ag and we use Meristem Ag. Why? Because of Chris Thrasher and Kate Haas. You know, it's a relationship, as I said. Chris Thrasher is one of the best guys in the business, out-of-the-box thinker that comes up with some wacky ideas. He got me using Race Ready Complete on all of our soybeans years and years ago. You know, so now as we're looking at things, Chris is the guy I call for all that. He's got me using some Upshift C now on our planter. He's got me looking at some new things. Then you got Cade over here. Cade's my wild card, as I always like to say. Because Cade's the guy that's going to bring me something new before anybody else. He's the guy that can just not talk agronomics, he can talk business, and he knows ROI and farming. Cade, guys, I will tell you, the strongest asset I have on the biology side. He's with Locust Ag. So as we start talking this year and we look at things, when Cade starts talking to me about trichodermas and it's the best trichoderma on the market, you're right. He starts having me look at a product like Bombagro. Guess what? I'm there trying it. Rodney's there trying it. These are things that we're looking at. This is a field right here, guys, that has had Upshift C, a new product that we're trying out with Concept this year, and Bombagro. They're all new products. Why? Why did I pick this field to film in first? Relationships. I trust those guys. That is the number one thing when we talk about where do we begin, and not in just increasing to higher yields, to ROI, but just increasing your on-farm average. It's that relationship part. So, look, we're going to talk a lot of stuff here in the next few videos that come out. Rodney's going to talk a lot of interesting, cool things. I don't go on vacation. Rodney does a lot, so Rodney's probably going to film a lot of him being on vacation and him having a lot more fun than I do. And that's just a dig on him because he focuses really hard on his crop there in Indiana. But, guys, what I want to leave you with, where it all begins in all of this is in the relationships that you hold. From your seed relationships, your fertilizer relationship, your inoculant relationship, your biological relationships. These are the ones that help. But I left out one very important relationship, and that's the family. You got to be able to micromanage and handle family life and farm life. The farm doesn't own you. We're here for a short period of time, so we also need to manage that relationship with our wife, our kids, our parents. You know, I love going to the state fair and showing pigs. That means, hey, I won't be out here managing beans. Guess what? If I don't hit 200, that's fine. I just spent another weekend with my kids. Those are the important things, and those are the relationships that mean a lot here on this farm. You know, when I'm gone, we built a new house a few months ago. I don't look at it as my house. Yes, I get to live in it now. It's a generational house. It's going to be a house that either my son's going to live in, my daughter's going to live in, their kids are going to live in. I just didn't build it for me. I built it for the next upcoming generations. I hope we can be one of those families that are 10, 12 generations farming deep. I know we're 6 right now, so that's something to be proud of. We can trace back all the way pre-Civil War and all of our history. So stay tuned. Yielding Generations, guys. It's going to be more than just talking about kids riding lawnmowers and stuff like that. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to talk deep agronomics, and we're actually going to show you everything that we have going on. This is Chris Weaver with Yielding Generations. Stay tuned. Pay attention. I'm better looking than Rodney, but hey, you can be that judge on your own. Thank you very much.